Welcome, media houses. My name is George Limbanpiri. I'm the chair for Malawi Congress Party Diaspora. We are here today to endorse President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. Say could be good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. Distinguished members of the media, fellow Malawians at home and also abroad. On behalf of Malawi Congress Party Diaspora Network, I stand before you today with a deep sense of responsibility and conviction after carefully reflecting, consultation, and consideration of Malawi's current trajectory. The MCP uniquely endorsed His Excellency President Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera and his running mate, the Honorable Engineer Vitumbiko Mumba, for upcoming elections. Why we endorse President Chakwera? This is to do with a continued for stability. Malawi needs a continued at this critical juncture. In the past 5 years, despite global economic shocks that no country escaped, President Chakwera's leadership has brought stability to the economy and steady governance. Resilience economy direction. The economy stability Malawi faced was regularly global in nature. COVID-19, supply chain disruption, and inflationary pressure under the President Chakwera. Malawi has remained stable, avoided the collapse, and is now steadily recovering. His government has laid foundation for sustainable growth through infrastructure investment, agriculture transformation, and renewed partnership with international partners. The alternative is clear. The Democratic Progress Party, DPP, has not demonstrated meaningful change. Their past failure and lack of credible reforms show they cannot be entrusted with Malawi's future. Other emerging parties, while enthusiastic, lack experience, credibility, and a tested capacity to address the nation's pressing challenges. The diaspora perspective. As Malawians in the diaspora, we contribute significant through remittances, investment, and knowledge exchange. We desire to see Malawi led by a government that values stability, inclusivity, and the long-term vision. President Chakwera has constantly engaged the diaspora, opening doors for investment, trade, innovation. They demonstrated leadership that understands the potential Malawians beyond its borders. Our call to action. We urge all Malawians, both at home and abroad, to stand united behind President Chakwera and the MCP. The task before us is not merely to win an election, but to secure Malawi's future, protect the progress already made, and accelerate national development. Let us reject division. Let us reject the spirit of regression, and let us march together into a future of hope, dignity, prosperity, under the continued leadership of President Lazarus Chakwera. So long live Malawi, long live Malawi Congress Party, long live Unite as One People. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
That was a very brief statement. So, colleagues from the media, if you happen to have a question, please do raise a hand and don't forget to introduce yourself and the media house you're representing. Colleagues from the media, last call. If you have a question, please raise your hand.
Okay, Alinafi, can I pose a question?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, first, it's kind of strange that Malawi Congress Party is endorsing Malawi Congress Party, despite the fact that this is a Malawi Congress Party in diaspora. One who wonder to say, why is Malawi Congress Party endorsing Malawi Congress Party? I would just want to get a clarification on that. And secondly, this is a grouping in diaspora. The president here badly needs 50+1. Are they sending representatives, or what will happen? Are they going to come and vote, or to what extent are they giving that support to the president? Is it through the press briefings like these ones, or there is that kind of a special support that they are providing to the president? I just want a clarification on the two.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Innocent. And just as a reminder, can we please mute our mics? Ausbert Msusa, please. Thank you. So over to you, George.
Thank you so much, Nafi, and thank you so much, Innocent, for that question. It is true, the President Chakwera is our party president, but our endorsement is not automatic or ceremonial. It is based. It's based on sober reflection as Malawians in the diaspora who contribute in the countries through remittances, investment, and skills. We have carefully examined the alternatives, and we believe continuity under President Chakwera offers the best path forward for Malawi. Yes, the country we live in we live in the diaspora, and we may not be able to be on the ground to vote, all of us. But some of our members, they are already there, they registered, and they will be voting. And we support Malawi, as I say, with the remittances, to boost forex, and in different ways. Even in elections, we are also supporting both finances and also our visibility on the ground. And also ask our colleague, just to add, let me invite Honorable Chalo to also to add some on this. Yeah.
Oh, thanks very much, Reverend George Limbani. Yeah, my name is Chalo, here in Manchester. To answer your question, Innocent, I'll start with the first one, which is we are MCP. Sorry, bear me, I've got a little bit of a cough, so my throat is not that clear. But what I'm going to say is, to answer your question, Innocent, is you're asking why as the MCP, we are also endorsing MCP. Yeah, it's obvious we're MCP, we're going to endorse MCP from the look of it. But where we are coming from is we are coming from the diaspora's perspective. We are looking at the situation in Malawi, considering what has happened in the past 5 years, and also looking at the alternatives, which are the opposition parties and the other parties that are contesting in this election. So we have seen and we are convinced that Dr. Lazarus Chakwera is the right person, because what we are dealing with here is continuity. We have seen President Chakwera has laid the foundation of development for the country. The challenges that we faced, he now has experience, and not only that, but he has laid the foundation to work on the solutions that have been laid so that going forward, Malawi should prosper economically or whatsoever we believe can help Malawi to prosper. So our endorsement is really coming from a diaspora perspective to say we are convinced President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and Engineer Vitumbiko Mumba are the right winning team that needs to be voted on the September 16. On your second question, which is, if I'm not wrong, it's about if we're going to get involved in voting. Yes, we're going to get involved. The majority of members in the diaspora did come to register. So those that register, they'll be coming home to vote. But those that did not register are contributing in various ways. One of the ways is what we are doing here, getting involved in the campaigning. We also have candidates that are contesting in parliamentary elections that are coming straight from the diaspora. So our impact on this election is there, and we're going to contribute on this election. I'll end there. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Charo. Back to you, Alnafe.
George, I think you've missed a question or so from Innocent. Isn't it strange that the Malawi Congress Party is endorsing the Malawi Congress Party, even though this Malawi Congress Party is the one in diaspora?
Yes, it is true that the president is our party, like is a Malawi Congress Party. But what was our endorsement is not just automatic that because he's the president of Malawi Congress Party or because he's a candidate for Malawi Congress Party, then we're endorsing him, or just a ceremonial. It is based on the sober reflection. We sat down as Malawians in diaspora. We sat down as Malawi Congress in diaspora. You know, how can we support and what can we do? Is this do we need to support the President Chakwera? So we agreed based on our sober reflection as Malawians in diaspora who contribute to the countries through remittances, investment, skills. We have carefully examined. We have carefully examined. We have carefully examined. We have carefully examined through. No, sorry, I think there's a back noise here. That the President Chakwera, he's the only president and the person that can read Malawi. The next, he has done so many things. He has changed. Even now we have like a dual citizenship. Just which is benefiting us. A quota system that he has removed. Things like even the school of governance that he has put in Malawi. So there's so many things, even economy plans that he have. Other places don't have the same. So we are supporting the President Chakwera because of those areas. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Colleagues from the media, do we have a question?
Yes, I do have a question. Once again, I'm John Pokayuni from Zodiac. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, John Paul.
Okay, so thank you so much for the statement, the briefing. I have a number of questions. One of them is that I'm pretty sure that our relatives in the diaspora, you are following what is happening in the country. Quite a number of challenges that have rocked the current administration. Major on the list that I have is the foreign exchange shortages in the country, forex, and that has affected the economy of the country. That has also led to food inflation, prices of commodities, prices of goods skyrocketing. What is it that you in the diaspora are reading with this? Do you have any capacity to assist? And maybe what guarantee is there that these challenges will go away if the current administration, the Chakwera-led administration, is left to continue leading the country? Thank you.
Thank you, John Paul. Over to you, George.
Just an extension to John Paul's question. Hello?
Yes, George.
Yeah, George Singeni, Nation Publications. You are saying that you have noted that the president has managed to stabilize the economy and that we are recovering. I wanted to check what is it that you are basing on when you say the economy has recovered and that the president has stabilized the economy. When clearly on the ground, things are getting worse. When you look at the shortage of forex, the fuel situation, we keep having dry pumps now and then, and so many other things that are not on track.
I think that's it. Thank you very much, George and John Paul. George Limbani, over to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Ainaf. Thank you so much, George and John Paul. My namesake, George, for those questions. I will answer the first part, and then I'll ask my colleague to answer the second part. Ausbert, if you can come in, and also CSAP and SG, if you can come in on the second one. Thank you for the very important question. Indeed, as Malawians in the diaspora, we are very much aware of the challenges back home. We follow closely issues of the foreign exchange shortage, rising food prices, and the pressure of an ordinary household. We do not deny the realities, but we must look at the causes and responses honestly. The forex crisis has been driven largely by global shocks, COVID-19 disruptions, the war in Ukraine, and the global inflation. What matters is how the leadership responds under the President Chakwera. Malawi has avoided collapse, engaged the engaged IMF, secured debit restructuring, and attracted new investments that are beginning to restore the confidence. As I mentioned earlier on, that President Chakwera has got economic recovery plan. These are the painful but necessary reforms that cannot be abandoned midway. As diaspora, we have capacity to contribute. We send remittance, and just not long ago, just a few weeks ago, we engaged the Malawi Reserve Governor on remittance and how we can boost forex, and how we can even give incentives to Malawians in diaspora so that there is forex back home, which are now one of the Malawi largest sources of the foreign exchange. We are also working to channel investment, trade opportunities, and skills back home. We see ourselves as part of the solution, not just observers. The guarantee we can give Malawians is the continuity under the Chakwera-led administration means these reforms will be completed and stabilized. If we change direction now, all progress will be lost, and the Malawi will be back to square one. That is why we, the diaspora, are endorsing the continuity, because the stability is the only way to solve the forex shortage, bring down inflation, and create stronger economy in the long term. None of the opposition, none of the parties, even DPP, has got a solution. If you ask them, they don't have a solution. It's only President Lazarus Chakwera that has a solution and has economic plan, and has got even engagement with international donors. So let me hand over to my friends to maybe to contribute and also answer the other question. Dr. Ausbert.
All right, thank you, George. Thank you, Alinafi, and thank you for the questions from the media houses or media institutions. The questions are pertinent and great, and they really mean much. And from perspective of the posture, we are looking into it to say that you are living out there what is it that you hear about what's going on the ground and the realities that you have mentioned. So you've highlighted issues of Forex, and you've highlighted issues of skyrocketing prices in terms of essentials and goods, and also mentioned the gaps and the critical problems of fuel shortages that come intermittent, which in the ultimate ends up affecting the prices. So what Malawi is going through in general is not strange to the rest of the neighboring countries, and that one has to understand. But obviously people would say, but we are talking of Malawi, but we, in the statement highlighting the issues that have affected almost every other country, they have affected even neighboring countries. In Namibia, it may not be different case in Botswana or South Africa, just to give an example, that over the 5 years, if I would select a commodity within Namibia, let's say cooking oil, in 2019, that's when I landed into this country, a 2-liter cooking oil would get it around 52 or $54, which is equivalent of a rand, so 52 rands. And today, if I go into the shop for that same 2 liters, I'll get it between $84 to $90. And when you get to see what people reflect and highlight, like on the social media, when they go into the shops within Malawi, the trajectory of change is not different from the rest of the surrounding countries. But we highlight because maybe it's affecting at a household level. But what we are saying is it's a thing that is not isolated to Malawi. So the price increase for, say, 5 kg flour, it was also around $54, $60 or 50 rands. Now it's 78 to 94, a 5 kg. And for them that are raising kids and they have a 1-year-old that has to get a 1 year plus milk, which in 2019 was costing 190 rands or $190. Today it's $400. I went to the shop yesterday. It's $400, almost 100% increase. So those aspects are affecting everyone within the region, and the price increases, they all spiked with the a challenge of COVID within Namibia. And again, when the war started, then we saw another rise because of the wheat issues and the global issues about the fear of the product that needed to infiltrate, where these countries, they may not utilize much of maize flour for staple food, but bread and everything, but things almost rose up by 25 to 40%. So from that perspective, we're saying everyone is affected by such, but how did we respond within? And the issues of household support in terms of structured aspects, to say for the elderly, for the single-led houses, for the people that are not working, for them, it expanded even to the urban to say, can we give support at the time the things were having problems? And when you look at that, you look at other countries, and obviously they were also doing supports, but mostly like here in Namibia, the support only came during COVID. Afterwards, it never continued, and people still struggling, but maybe it's not highlighted as much. But what we are looking at in terms of the partnership that happened with the current administration and the partners like IMF, World Bank, and everyone, that despite all these, when you look at things at household level support and the structure that we put in place, the government expanded it even up to urban areas, because from the previous administration, it was only 2 districts, to be realistic, that were getting the support in the southern region, the districts that were considered the most poor. So the cost of living, yes, gets affected by disasters, gets affected by oil prices and fluctuations. But what matters is the structure that you have put in place to give support to that. Let's be realistic. The household support is not coming from our coffers. It is the people that have confidence in our government, and they say that, no, we can expand and support a group of people. And if we have to highlight a lot in terms of continuity, the issue of fuel, we do realize how it has been issues, and everyone else speaks anything and everything according to what they say they know and what they say they have as a package of knowledge. And they highlight it and we capture that. But what we need to know is that as far as this government is concerned, looks at how can we obtain it in the rightful manner, and looked at the law. Is the current law of acquisition of oil, petroleum, and everything helping us, or is it going to help us to bring some stability in terms of influx of that? So when you get to look at that, the government has looked at it, they've looked at the law, they've gone to the parliament and put it in a way that there's prongs that are looking into stable influx of the petroleum. And the thing is, some of the things cannot just change within 2 or 3 months, but you're looking at in the future, when you are with a different administration, God forbid, how is the law helping that the local Malawians should always have availability of fuel? Now, if you see a government that looks at that and is not looking at it as just because we are the one leading, but we are looking at it as a nation and in the future. So these are the things that we are saying that, from now onwards going forward, there are several aspects that are being looked at and putting up things that have been overlooked in terms of law that should allow such kind of things to happen. People can say all sorts of things about Forex just to highlight and to say, okay, why don't you send the army into the streets to start chasing people that have, money behind the boli and everything? The government looks at it to say, what does the law say? Does the law say that we should take military and start chasing out people? Or what law can we put in place so that we should enhance the people that are in the diaspora, have ways and means of having facilitation of remittances that have benefits, both for them that are outside and benefit for the government. So that's why for us that are outside the country, we don't want just to take what comes out in the media or social media or people's minds. That's why we had to engage with the pinnacle of what the group that looks at that. And we had a direct engagement with the governor, and that is coming from the background of an engagement with the Minister of Finance, and that is also coming from the background of an engagement with the Minister of Trade to say that how can we understand these aspects rightly, and we don't just make sense of ourselves just the way people are saying anything. So we've engaged with trade, foreign affairs, finance, to the point now we come to the actual people that are the regulators of that to say, let's look at the governor and say, governor, can you be with us for some 3 hours? And we learn how best we can help. And the things they put on the table and the facilitations and the changes that are bringing across made us to understand that the economy, besides people not highlighting a lot, is stabilizing in that recovery mode. And 2, to say that as far as we are concerned, we understand how they want us best to support the country in terms of the avenues we should do in remittances. So it is tough, and it is tough for everyone. I just gave an example of Namibia and the cost of living in terms of the day-to-day food items and everything. But realistically, it's affecting every other country. But we are looking and pinpointing for our country, and I think the government is putting things in place that are in the recovery mode, and we are happy with it, and we support such. So I just wanted to mention that and highlight that to say that the legal framework and the law that is being structured for everything of these aspects are for the rest of the Malawi country and for the future of the Malawi country, that it has to be in a better trajectory mode. And so far, with the figures they have given us, we're happy that the economy is recovering. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I think with that, we've come to the end of our press briefing today.
Nothing
Many
before
thanks,
there was also
colleagues
there's a contribution also from us.
The media, from the brilliant question.
Enough, you are cutting off. There was also a hand from our side. Enough, can you hear us?
George,
Yes, there was also a contribution that we wanted to make on the same line. Is that okay?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Enough.
All right.
Enough.
All right.
Enough.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to ask George, maybe at the end, can you just summarize in Gichewa the key messages for, we're doing this for the audience sake, if possible. The key messages in Gichewa.
Thank you so much. Okay, and there was also a contribution from us from Msiska. So if you can go ahead and then also Mainala, just brief contributions as well, please. So we start, if it's okay, we start with Msiska, then Mainala, then I'll give just the key points in Chichewa as well.
Zikukwambira moderator. Mafusana funsidwa aja monjezera zomwe asogolera anzanga akamba kale nkhani yakulungulira kuti ife ngati diaspora tikamaona nkhani tikuona kuti it's a short term pain koma eventually we will achieve a long term stability. Ndine Pascal Msisha, ndine civil engineer director of MCP ku South Africa. Tikamamanga nyumba yakuti yaulukika kwambiri timagwesa zipupa ndithu pamakhala pain, you destroy the walls, you break it down kuti no eventually utani umange nyumba yolimba. Ndiye nkhani yakuti mafuel akumavuta and all of that si Malawi lokho mwena ndi ma-challenge ama-queues. Maiko angapo kumakhalanso ma-challenges ama-queue. Koma nkhani yakuti ukakhala kuti iwe patient uli ku chipatala sumangosintha doctor uli musajale basi uli mu theater basi pese doctor wina and all of that. Chifukwa nkhani yongosintha government kutenga kuti ikasintha government ndi kuti for example kupezeka ndoti Malawi kanakhala dziko lolemera kwambiri padziko lapansi bwezi ndi momwe tasinthira ma government pakatipa ndoti Malawi bwezi titalemera chifukwa chakuti pali principle yakuti ukasintha government ndi for example kupezeka. Nkhani yaikulinda kuti no Dr. Lazarus Chakwera ndi combination ya engineer Vitumbiko Mumba ayika maplan amigodi mamega farm akuti zikachitika zimene zikapitirira on this trajectory ndikukhulupirira kuti no Malawi wamawa sazakhalanso Malawi watsana zikomo kwambiri chatsogolera.
Mainala. You are muted. You are muted.
Thank you. As already my colleagues have explained, I'll just add maybe a few notes to it. In regards to why are we talking about that the economy is heading the right direction, that's the word I'm going to use. There has been some issues that we know that they are global. But in the beginning, when the president took power, he did not hide it before the Malawi nation. He said that for us to recover this economy, to take a different direction, there's going to be pain, because he's the one who was sitting at the helm and he could see what he was looking at. And we shouldn't pretend that we have forgotten why we brought DPP down. In such a regard, there were so many issues that were obvious. And today, in terms of building the foundation, as my colleague have just said, that when you are building a new house, here we are talking of not on a bare ground, but a house that had to be repaired. There will be some knocking off and then starting to repair. In such ways, there is pain. Yes, Malawi is experiencing pain, but for every good-willing Malawian can see that there are so many structures that are being put in place which will hold the economy. We have got infrastructure, we have got roads that are being, not just being repaired. In some instances, roads are having to be rebuilt. In the same way, we can see that Malawi has been its economy depending on agriculture. The agriculture sector had completely collapsed. These things are taking resources, vital resources. The healthy sector, any nation that is to develop needs to have a vibrant healthy sector. The Malawi healthy sector had completely collapsed. All these things, you may see that some of these things are what you would call cash cows. For the government to bring this to standard is taking resources.
Here again, we see that in place of this, what had been created is cartels. He's the only president who has shown interest and willing to break cartels for the sake of Malawians. He is a servant leader who is doing it for the sake of Malawians. Today, we can talk of the crisis fuel. We see that some of these crisis fuels has actually been created so that the cartels can continue to thrive on top of Malawians. Chakwera is saying no more of that. We see again in trade, as recently we have seen the battles that Honorable Mumba is having to fight. He's not fighting Malawians, he's fighting cartels. These cartels wants to continue staying on top of Malawians. But this leadership of President Chakwera is saying, I am here to save Malawians. I am going to fight the battle for Malawians. So with these cartels broken and with the global economy recovering, you can surely see that Malawi is going the right direction. If Malawi has got the right infrastructure on roads, the products that are being produced will be brought to the market. We can see ADMAC is being restructured. People doesn't want to see why ADMAC was brought down. Who brought down ADMAC? Who sold the companies that were holding the economy? Chakwera is bringing all those companies back so that the economy can have strong basis. So at the end of the day, we can see that when these things, some of us, we are living years abroad. Others may say, oh, you are living in a good environment. We have lived in Malawi. We have experienced a good Malawi. We can see what our friends are doing in other economies where we are living. We see that these same things that we have destroyed, they are the very same things that Chakwera is building today. They are the very same things that in these developed countries, other nations, these are the very basics that are holding their economies. So we need a leader who have already proven that I am willing to take this. We don't need to try a new leader who we have experiences that they have actually participated, actually maneuvered the country in destroying for personal gains. Here we have got an opportunity to build a new Malawi with Chakwera. So I would like to encourage all of us, my fellow Malawians, let's not look back. Let's continue on this path. We are at the age whereby we are to benefit from what we have endured. We can see now that a good example is the fuel system, where the cartels are being taken out. There is a clear sign that fuel is starting to flow in the country. If we take out the cartels in agriculture, we know that Malawians are starting to benefit on good prices. For example, maize itself, it was a product that was taken as if it was nothing. But today, a farmer who grows maize can claim good returns. Why? It's because the servant leader who is sitting at the helm. It's not only a few politicians benefiting from that, but it is a Malawi nation. So we need the same to be replicated in all others. And His Excellency Dr. Chakwera has shown that he's willing and he's doing it. So as again we see recently, Honorable Mumba has highlighted that the policies that are in trade are holding us back. There isn't room now to resolve that. But here we have the leadership that is willing to explain to Malawians what they are going to do. Even in this campaign, they are willing to explain that these are the steps. You will notice that some of the policies, some of the manifesto issues that others are producing are flattery. We are a grown nation. We are not babies that we should be just going to misonkhano, kumaka ngoseka, kumakatani. We are dealing with serious issues that are affecting people who wants to live a better life. So I'd like to encourage Malawians here today, as you said that we are MCP. Indeed, we are MCP. We are here to endorse in encouraging Malawians, reminding Malawians why they need to hold on to Chakwera. In so doing, they are going to have a better future. All of us, we are dreaming of a better future. We need visionary leaders, vision that we can see with our eyes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our Secretary General, Reverend Maina. Ndifuna ndiyankhula ndiyesa kuyankhula mchichewa zimene tinayankhula zija mwasamali komanso ndiyapempha kuti Honorable Chalo Mvula kuti azasindikise zina zimene ndakakhala ndayiwala muchichewa. Chichewa chawo nchokupsa kwambiri mwina kuposa chaine. zikomo kwambiri media houses siku la lero pali zingapo zimene tayankhula muchizungu mucha tikumvesesa mavuto amene Malawi o mavuto Malawi amene kukumana nawo zimenezo sitingazikane ayi mavuto alipo ndipo tikuwamvesesa kuti kuli mavuto kusowa kwa forex kukwera kwa mitengo kwa zinthu kwa chakudya ndi katundu zimenezo tikuzimvesesa komano tisayiwalenso kuti zinthu zimene zinabwera bwanji COVID and COVID-19 ani nkhondo ya ku Ukraine kukwera kwa mitengo pa dziko lonse lapansi ine ndili kuno ku Canada koma even panopo kuti tikamayelekeza ndi mitengo ya mwina mitengo yambiri ya ma countries mwina ku Africa mwina kuonjezerako ku Malawi iwo kunoko at least kuli zinthu zinakwera kwambiri ndipo zili mitengo yake ndiyokwera kwambiri sitingayembekezereso tingapange compare ndi imene kulili ku Malawi kuma chifukwa cha nkhondo ya ku Ukraine komanso chifukwa cha COVID palibe dziko COVID sanasiye dziko lina lililonse pa dziko lapansi pano ma countries ambirimbiri akuvutika economy because chifukwa cha COVID pa dziko lonse lapansi pano boma la Chakwera ayamba njira zolimbikitsa kugwira ntchito ndi mabungwe ona za ndalama mabungwe ngati IMF kusinthaso ngongole kukopa anthu akunja kuti azibwera ku Malawi pompano boma la Chakwera linachosa ma visa amaiko amene amachokera ngati kwa maiko ngati ka Canada America kuwakopa kuti abwere ku Malawi kuti ipangise kuti forex izipezeka komanso kuti economy yathu ikwere udindo wathu ifeyo ngati anthu aku Malawi amene tili ku diaspora ife ya diaspora timathandiza Malawi potumiza ndalama tikagwira ntchito zathu kuno timatumiza ndalama ku Malawi tikagwira ntchito zathu kuno kunja kuno timamanga zinthu ku Malawi tikagwira ntchito kuno timalima ku Malawi tikamatumiza ndalama zija zimapangisa kuti forex zipezeka ndalama zakunja zizipezeka ku Malawi komanso kupangisa kuti economy yathu ikhale yolimba tikugwiranso ntchito kunoko tili kunja kuno timagwira ntchito zokomba even anthu alendo kuwauza anthu a Malawi kunena kuti anthu tili kuno kuti apite ku Malawi akaone ku Malawi apite ku Malawi apange invest ku Malawi timakhala tikupanga choncho pompanonso facho kuna kuti ifeyo kumvesesa kwathu kuti ndalama ikuvutiranji ku Malawi tinayitanisa msonkhano ndi a governor reserve bank ndikuonesesa kuti ifeyo kuti chimene angatipange kuti anthu amene tili kunja kuno chimene angatikope kuti ife tizitumizabe ndalama ndi chani ku Malawi chimene angatipangise ifeyo kuti kulimbika kuti zipanga ndikuona kuti vuto lenene lili pati tinakamba zambiri ndi a governor tinayitanisaso ndi a minister of finance kukambirana nawo kuna kuti kodi ndi chani chimene chingupangise kuti Malawi economy yake kuti ngayithandize ife ngati anthu amene ku diaspora ndise timangokhala kayichabe kokhayayi koma takati kupanga zinthu zambirimbiri even a minister of trade tinakumana nawo ndi ma ministers ena mene tingathandizire Malawi kodi chifukwa chani imene tikusankha Chakwera ifeyo andiye ndife anthu a MCP facho kuti Chakwera ndi amene waonesesa amene ali ndi chidwi ndi cholinga chokunena kuti Malawi itukuke amene akumanga zinthu zolimba zokhalisa kuti even anawo azazione ndi President Chakwera ndi President Chakwera ikhaya amene akubweresa even kuti kubweresa ugwirizano kuthesa quota system kuti uyu asakhale wakumpoto aliyese kulumikiza ndi President Chakwera ndi President Chakwera ikhayo amene akuonesesa kunena kuti Amalawi akhale olima Amalawi panopo nthawi imene pakati paposema panasika nkhani zokamba zolima is only President Chakwera amene wabweresa zimene zikuona kuti Amalawi tikoma likhaso ndi chiwiri cholima tinkangona ngati munthu amene angalime ndi munthu wakumudzi koma lero munthu akuvula jacket yake ndimapita kolima wapita kumunda weekend ndi President Chakwera zambiri zinasekedwa nthawi yonse koma Chakwera akuzibweresesa chifukwa chake tikuna kuti usogoleri umene ulipo wamphamvu usogoleri umene ukuoneka kuti uli ndi chidwi cha Malawi usogoleri mukafunsa ena onse even panopo tikamaona kampeni yawo palibe amene akuti pasa mfundo zokunena kuti ife tikhoza kumuvotera ankhayi ndithu ndife MCP koma palibe amene akuti pasa mfundo komanso anthu athu anabwera kuzalembesa anthu ambiri ku diaspora anabwera kuzalembesa ndipo apanopo akakufika ku Malawi kuzavotera ndeno mwachidule ndiona kuti ife usogole wa Chakwera ndimene kuti pasa chidwi umene uli kuti amene ali ndi plani yeniyeni yokunena kuti ndalama zikhoza kumapezeka amene ndi plani yeniyeni kuti ndalama anthu akho amakhala nazo mthumba amene ndi plani yeniyeni kukhwimisa mphamvu ya ndalama yathu khalanso ni mphamvu ndi President Chakwera yekha ndi amene tikuona kunena kuti amene akhoza kutilimba amene akho ndikho kumuvotera kuso kuti apitize zimene akupanga ku Malawi kusintha pa nthawi ino ndikubwerera mbuyo kwambiri, kubwerera mbuyo kuti Malawi kuti isinthe president wina kapena ndikubwerera mbuyo kwambiri, tibwereranso mbuyo. Sitikufuna kubwerera mbuyo, tifuna tipite patsogolo. Zimene zikuchitika zabwino zija tipite patsogolo. Ife tili kunja kuno tikuona zonse zimene zikuchitika. Tifuna kuti Malawi apitirize kukhala mina kupangira Chakwera. Chakwera ndiye khayo amene akubwezeresa dziko pa malo kumene malini kakukhalira. Ndiye khayo amene akubwezeresa mbata ku Malawi ndi kupanga zitukuko. Ndapemphe Mainala sorry, ndapemphe Mvula kuti anjezepo mchichewaso.
Zikomo kwambiri chair. Inuyo zambiri mwanena kale koma mongo bwereza koma sosati kubwereza koma mongo phera mphongo pa zimene mwanena. Press conference itayitanitsa kuti titsimikizire kuti chisankho chimene chikubwera ndi chisankho chofunikira kwambiri kwa Malawi. Ndi chisankho chimene Malawi sakufunika aphonye pamene amusankhe kuti akhale president. President Chakwera anayankhula masiku apitawo kuti game iyi ndi yawadya mtoliro. Chimene akutanthauza nchakuti chisankho ichi chofunikira kwambiri kwa Malawi pa nthawi ino. Sitikufuna tibwererenso mu nthawi yowawa ya DPP, nthawi imene kunali zinthu zokondera maudindo, nthawi imene kunali corruption yochuluka kwambiri. Koma chisankho ichi ndi chimene Chakwera akudziperekanso kwa Malawi kuti ndabwera ndikufuna ndipitirize ntchito imene ndayamba. Nakumana ndi zokhoma, koma zokhomazo tazionera limodzi ngati Malawi ndipo tagwira ntchito limodzi, ndipo tiyeni tsopano tiyang'ane chitsogolo. MCP yabweretsa manifesto ophikika bwino kwambiri. Manifesto amene akuyang'ana achinyamata, manifesto amene akuyang'ana azimayi, manifesto amene akuyang'ana alimi komanso kutukula dziko mogwirizana ndi inline ndi 2063 vision imene ilipo. Zinthu ngati za ulimi, za mining, za tourism. MCP yabweretsa manifesto ophikika kwambiri. Komanso not only that, MCP asankha makandidate oyenekera kuwabweretsa kwa Malawi. President Chakwera amene apanga approve zaka zisanu zapitazi kuti ndi mtsogoleri amene amamva zonena za Malawi, mtsogoleri amene amadzipereka kwa Malawi, komanso mtsogoleri amene ali okonzeka kusintha kuti apereke zofunikira kwa Malawi. Abweretsaponso mnyamata wa nyonga zake Vitumbiko Mumba amene akuyesetsa amonga ananenera anzangaja kuthetsa makatero ndi ena otero, kubweretsa zinthu zonse kuti ma systems amboma aziyenda bwinobwino. So mongomalizitsa ndi chichewa inde chosaphikika bwinocho, koma tingonena kuti chisankho chimene chikubwera pa 16 September ndichofunikira kwambiri kwa Malawi. Ifeyo ngati ku diaspora titakhala pasi taona kuti ino si nthawi yokuti tipange gambo, si nthawi yokuti tisinthenso mtsogoleri. Tiyena Malawi tipitirize ndi zomwe tinazo chifukwa zaonetsa kuti maziko tamanga, ndipo chimene chatsala ndi kupita kutsogolo ndi chitukuko cha dziko. Ndipo President Chakwera ndi Vitumbiko Mumba ndiye akuyeneka kuti avoteredwe pa 16 September. Zikomo kwambiri.
Zikomo kwambiri, ndifuna tikuseka.
George. Okay, makufuna the party imene unazankhulo ujiya kumapeto pa malizo amene you think Chakwera is the right candidate or progress mu chizungu, just in brief.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, colleagues, I believe.
I think you have got network problem. So Mike has just asked a question, so I need to answer the question.
Okay.
Why President Chakwera? So I want to encourage Malawians why we should vote for President Chakwera, or President Chakwera should continue to save Malawians. Because Malawi today does not need experiments. It needs stability. It has shown that even the middle global economy storms, Malawi can remain standing. He has engaged IMF, restructured our debt, and opened Malawi to new investment opportunities. For us in the diaspora, President Chakwera is the only president who has actively engaged us, valued our remittance, and invited us to be part of Malawi development. He tested steady and committed to build Malawi that works for all. That is why we stand with him. He is the one who has removed nepotism. He has removed quota system. He has given us even dual citizenship that we have been talking for years and years and years and years. He's building Malawi. We have got now school of governance in Malawi. The economy plan that he has. So the rightful candidate or the right person that we need Malawi is the President Lazarus Chakwera, because of his plan that he has. None of them has got plans. Now they're just fighting one another. None of them has got plans. It's only President Chakwera that has got plans for Malawi. Thank you so much. If there's no any question, I want to thank the media houses. If you, as a diaspora, Malawians, we depend much on you. And for us to know what's going on in Malawi, we hear it from you. We hear from Nation. We hear from NBC. We hear from Times. We hear from Zodiac. We depend on you. And for continue to do the great work that you are doing. And thank you so much for also engaging us. And it seems that you guys, you value us as well, that you can value our voices. So thank you so much from the bottom of our heart on behalf of Malawians in Diaspora, on behalf of Malawi Congress Diaspora Network. We thank you so much for giving us this opportunity that you can also hear our voices. Thank you.
All right, I believe with that, we've come to the end of our press briefing. Colleagues from the media, thank you very much. If you happen to have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will circulate the press statement shortly. Thank you very much.